Did faced a very, very tough matchup. But this time now he has to play against the European champion Kevin with Teach. So both players are ready, and we just hop in. Teach needs to go first. Rosinante is going second, and he's just playing out the 2-cost sugar, one of the best cards if you're playing a Don Quixote leader.
And something very important to know, guys, these players had access to each other's deck list. So they know what to play around, they know the spice cards, they know the tech cards. Um, at a certain point in the game, they can go through the trash of their opponents and know they played, let's say, 3, 4 Usohachi, for example. They won't have a fourth one, or they do, and so on and so on. So it's a whole different game now that the deck lists are open.
Yep, totally right. Also for the new players, this is top 32, means the best 32 players from yesterday from Swiss are playing day 2. Every single player of them will have an invite for the Bandai Cardfest finals, and there in Düsseldorf in December, 2 more players are going in for playing World Championship in Japan. So that's the first very important point, to get an invite to play the finals.
Hmm.
But of course, you want to be a regional winner. That's the main goal for today. And we have a best of 3. So we will not have only one game, Rosinante Teach. We will have probably 3 games. And what we also got is not the perfect start for Teach. No stage, no Lafitte, and also no Doku isn't that good, but he got a black hole there to get rid of Cavendish. That's very important.
Hmm.
But yeah, still no stage. That's a huge problem for Teach.
And I can imagine that this sugar is really annoying for the teach side as well. Being able to tap whatever is, or rest whatever is coming out.
Yeah,
But
totally agree.
so far, Rosinante has a good curve. Seeing sugar into Cavendish is exactly what you want to see. Um, but let's see, he is looking at a 5-don play, it seems.
Yep, seems like a 5-down play. He's going for a 6k swing. Teach on 4 life now. Need to have a 2k here to survive this attack.
Yep.
But he
And
is going to take this one.
and also very scary for the teach side, by the way, because they know each other's deck list. They have to play around it. This Rosinante has quite some cards that are really good into teach. He's playing 2 Asura,
Yeah.
Dead Man's Hand, or Dead Man's
Hmm.
Game. He's playing
Yeah.
2 Gravity Blade. He's
Oh.
playing 1 Pudding. So at some point, you need to start using your leader ability from teach and ditching cards. And he's also playing 1 9-cost Zoro. So and let me count. He is playing 4 Rosinante, 4 Tashigi, and 4 Sabo, which are all protection cards, and also 3 Koshiros. So that it's actually, if we count correctly, 15 protection cards.
Hmm.
They are not all doing the same. Tashigi is protecting the green cards, Rosinante the rested, um, and Sabo 7 or lower, and so on and so on. But they can all give protection. So it can be a very tough matchup for the Teach side here, just because we know these cards are in the deck list of the Rosinante.
Absolutely right. Yeah, that's definitely not going to be an easy one. Yep, and now because he just played out that Kuzan, he needs to trigger the sugar ability. And yep, he's able to rest the 5-cost Kuzan with sugar. That is one of the best cards in Rosinante, that's for sure. And yeah, open decklist means exactly like you said. You can just look what your opponent is playing, try to play around some key cards, and wow, Rosinante definitely is playing a very spicy list that you cannot expect as a player to face a Rosinante playing such a spicy deck list. And yeah, look, that's one more reason why this deck is so strong, because Kevin decided to swing 5k with his leader into sugar. It's a 5k swing into 0. Normally, there's no way you will counter this one, but your leader has the block ability. and that means you can just block it and then just give your opponent a counter or just take the life. So that's very, very strong about Rosinante. Sugar is still on board, and yeah, he's going for a 0k swing into 0. What means, yep, you need to counter this one, otherwise your character will go into the trash. Kevin decided to let Doku go. Doesn't make sense for him to counter this one. There's a 5k swing. He also countered this one out. And now we see 8 cost kit ability. You can rest him and then play out a character with a cost of 3 or less. And he decided to play the Koshiro blocker, the 2 cost.
Yep, he is setting up really strong here. And so, looking at the deck list, the only thing which is scary for the Rosinante side is actually the 10 cost Teach. Because
Mm.
he doesn't play any Red Rock. But other than that, this 8 cost kit is also super strong against this Teach. It's not really easy to get rid of. And it's protected with all these blockers right now. Rosinante, the leader, Koshiro, and so on and so on. So I'm very
Yeah, and I
curious
think
how Kevin can manage to play against this.
yeah, absolutely. It's not that easy, especially because he's reading that sugar more than once. Because, yeah, normally you are not preparing yourself to play against a deck that is playing that sugar. So you just want to confirm, okay, if I do this and this play, is this sugar still going to be able to do the stuff that, yeah, will definitely be a problem for Teach. I think he wants to confirm that if Sugar's rested, if he can still rest a character that Kevin played on the turn, the first character that he played. And yeah, that Sugar opponent's turn once per turn. When your opponent plays a character, if your leader has a Don Quixote pirate, and your leader is Don Quixote pirate, rest up to one of your opponent character, then rest this character. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, ability should work. So you can still rest the character that Teach is playing, because you don't need to rest Sugar to have the ability to rest something of your opponent. So that's very, very strong about this card. And then the on-play ability, rest up to one of your opponent character with a cost of 4 or less. And yeah, as you can see, Shoga's rested, but still got the value there. Kuzan needs to be rested. Shouldn't be a problem because Kevin is replacing him anyways. So that
Yep,
Kuzan is
just
playing around the sugar. That's good.
and playing out that new Altart of the PRB, O2 Burgess, and he's not that big yet.
That's right. There are not a lot of cards in trash, only 4. So he's a 6k buddy. And also a big problem is there is still no stage and not a lot of search. So Kevin wasn't able to fill up his trash by using Full Elite, by using Lafitte, by using My Era Begins. So yeah, there's definitely something missing. But Double Burgess and Lead Ability isn't a bad board. Also, a rested Von Auger could be very important for Kevin. And yeah, that Burgess Altered looks very buffed now. That's how Burgess looked, and that's how this card uh, has to
But
be.
he's balanced right now. He's
He is.
6K.
That's absolutely right. And Marvin decided to swing
Oh,
9k with his kit into Von Augur. Of
oh, is
course.
this Gravity Blade? I see 7
Oh,
Dawn open.
yeah,
If this
right.
Gravity Blade, uh-oh.
Oh, oh, and that's a
Oh.
huge problem for Kevin now. That gravity blade.
Ooh, is this?
Wow.
I'm honestly thinking because you have to play a best of 3. Well, the game pace is insanely high, so maybe you don't have to scoop and go to game 2.
Hmm.
But
Wow.
damn, that was painful. And I guess he still has a very healthy hand. No 10 cost teach though, but this was a really huge turn for the Rosinante.
Absolutely. Wow. What a turn. Gravity Blade um, to get rid of both Burgess. Of course, Burgess only protected by being KO'd, not being removed, means you can bounce or bottom deck him. Very important. And to have Sugar behind an 8 cost kit. Ruben, that is something very, very scary.
I fear the 2 cost Rosinante a little bit more. But
Yeah.
because the Teach decks nowadays are playing Tempest Kick. They are playing reducers to combine with 7 cost Belly Teach, as we call them.
Mhm.
And yeah, you just can't KO the kit right now because of the Rosinante. However, that sugar is looking scary as well.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see now, there's only a 4 cost Shiryu with an activate main ability. If your leader has the Blackbeard type, and this character was played on this turn, K up to one of your opponent character with a base cost of 3 or less. So Kevin was definitely be able to get rid of the Rosinante blocker. But the problem is, yeah, you need to develop your board so there is no swing into Kit. You can also not swing into Sugar because Kit got a Don underneath, means you need to attack the Kit. And there's also Rosinante inactive, means you can also block with your Rosinante. You're still on 1 life. So yeah,
Hmm.
looking really, really good for Marvin. But
Hmm.
yeah, the most important thing for Kevin now is that 2
He
characters on
doesn't.
board, and he was able to get rid of the 2 cost blocker. But yeah, no 10 cost teach is a problem, definitely.
You know what also is a problem? A second gravity blade.
Oh,
Imagine,
yeah,
imagine. A second gravity blade would be brutal from Marvin's side. It's a card you can't search as Rosinante, as I think that Rosinante is actually playing 0 search cards.
yeah.
Uh, so he does have a lot of cards that are drawing. That's well, a lot. That's maybe not the correct wording, but he's playing 2 5 cost Nami from OP11, draw 3 and bottom or top 2 cards, and he's playing, of course, the Cavendish, which is also drawing 2 trash 1, and Ivankov. He's playing as well, which draws a card if you have 6 cards or less in hand.
Yeah, the deck looks very, very interesting. And I think, like Marvin, if you know how to pilot Rosinante, then I think this deck is really, really underrated. So, wow, looks like a lot of fun to me playing this leader. Also, a huge Rosinante fan. Just a character with a very, very nice story. And yeah, this beautiful um, EBO2 altered version of him looks so nice.
Hmm.
The golden textured. And now he is going for a 10k swing. This one is probably into Shiryu. Yep, it is.
So he doesn't want to use the Kuzan just yet.
Exactly. And oh, we also see a 5 cost Smoker with the banish ability and activate main set up to one of your Don cards as active. Then you cannot set Don cards as active with abilities. From characters, very, very strong ability. One of the key cards in Red Green Smoker. And
Hmm.
also a card that Marvin decided to play with his Rosinante deck. And now we also see a 4 cost Sabo. And this one
Protect.
is very important because, yep, it's protection.
He is protecting and Smoker right now, but also if he wants to the Sugar, because it's protecting a 7 cost or lower. If they would get removed, he can just take back the Sabo to hand. So the only win condition that I currently see for Kevin Lee, his side, is a chain of 10 costs negating that 8 cost kit, and you just have to go face against the Rosinante. Because Rosinante is not drawing this game. We didn't see him draw with Nami, we didn't see him draw with Cavendish. So at some point, you will get there, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah, but we definitely need to say that Kevin's starting hand after Mulligan wasn't good. No fuller lead, no Lafitte. And yeah, that
Mhm.
Gravity Blade was just way too strong
Y-
because double Burgess just gone. And you also need to be careful to not lose this game because if you decide to swing with that Kuzan, you need to have some extra blockers. And that banish swing from Smoker is also very dangerous because, of course, Teach is playing some good, very strong trigger cards. Like we have
Mhm.
Black Vortex. Um, that is definitely one of the best triggers that you are playing in your decks. by just negate the effect of one of your opponent leaders or characters during this turn. That is an ability that can definitely win you games. And also Tempest Kick trigger K-Op to one of your opponent character with a cost of 3 or less is not that bad. And then, of course, my era begins. Activate this card's main effect. That's one of your searchers. And that's one more card that fill up your trash. So that smoker will definitely be a problem. And let's see if
Mhm.
Kevin can try to get rid of it. But the huge and the most problem for Kevin is that 8 cost kit.
Yep, absolutely. That 8 cost kit is very hard to deal with, especially if we don't have our 10 cost teach right now.
Oh,
Oof.
look at this. It's just a very huge swing. It is a 14k swing into Kit, but you're
Mhm.
playing against a blocker leader. Means he's definitely going to block this one.
Yep.
Wow, yeah,
He,
that's the power of Rosinante. By just having an extra blocker every single turn with your leader, you can also swing with him, and then at the end of your turn, if you have 6 or less
oh.
cards in hand, you can. Oh, did he rift?
No, he did
No.
draw the 10 cost teach. However,
Yeah,
there were 2 in his search, and we know that he's only playing 3 copies of it. So
exactly. Yeah.
a very huge chain of 10 cost teach is definitely not something that we will see this game.
Mhm.
And a little bit late to the party, we did find full elite right now.
Yeah, finally, one of your most important cards in your deck. Of course, full elite, nearly the same as the German Kingdom stage. You can
Yep.
trash one card from your hand, and then you can check the top 3 to find a Black Bay Pirate card. And of course, this card is the reason to fill up your trash, to find all of your key cards. And to find it on your second Tendon turn isn't that good, to be honest. But that's what Kevin has to deal now. 7k swing from Smoker. Kevin was able to counter this one out by using double 2k, Stronger, and um, that one cost blocker. Karibu, of course. And there's a 5k swing from Sabo. So he decided to
Mm.
swing with Sabo also.
There's only one card left in hand from Kevin, right? So
Yep.
we do know that it's the 10 cost teach. So I wonder why we are not swinging first with leader.
Mhm.
Because the nine is a little bit too much, I guess, against a hand without counter.
Yeah, I mean, you have to swing 9 anyways by using the kit ability, but to not starting off with a 5k swing is definitely interesting, but could
Mm.
be also the
However,
reason why maybe he doesn't want to swing with his leader because he's not be able to restand him. Okay, you will not block anyways because otherwise you will lose the game. Only if you are counting this one out because you are on 0 life. What also means for the new players or for players that didn't know that, you are on 0 life. You are playing a blocker leader. Means if Kevin is swinging and Marvin decide to block this one and he cannot counter, then he's going to lose the game, obviously.
mm,
But that's something Marvin is definitely not going to do because he know how to pilot his deck. Still got 9 don left. There are so many options now, but what is the game plan for him? Oh,
another 8
oh,
cost kit.
wow.
Wow.
Double 8 cost
Okay.
kit, and that's a huge, huge problem now for him. There's no
Mm,
way to get rid of double. Yep, and he just screwed up.
this was
Doesn't make sense to play on. 2 8 cost kits. You cannot get rid of 2 8 cost kits in one turn. Only